obviously take everything with a massive grain of salt. Hi guys and welcome back to That Effing Guy, and today we're going to discuss Spider-Man 4. And you're probably thinking, MCU Spider-Man 4? You've already spoke about that. Yes, I have, and if you want any more on that, link in the description below. Spider-Man 4 as in Sony, as in Sam Raimi, as in Tobey fucking Maguire. So comicbookmovie.com are reporting that giant freaking robots who they're saying have actually had some really, positive scoops in the past, is reporting that Sony Pictures has expressed interest in bringing back both Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire for a fourth Spider-Man film. Now, their Spider-Man films ended sadly in 2007. Sam Raimi couldn't quite meet the release date for Spider-Man 4 in July 2011, I think it was. So then Sony was just like, oh well, reboot. And I think, if I'm correct, I read a report years ago from Sam Raimi saying that he felt pressured because he knew through the grapevine that Sony had already had a reboot set in place if Spider-Man 4 couldn't meet the release date, the deadline. So that's pretty shit. So they kind of forced him out in a way because they made him feel like, by the way, if you don't get Spider-Man 4 done, don't worry, we've got Spider-Man the reboot planned already. So it's interesting, though, that all these years later, I mean, that's like what, 14 years later, and they're supposedly in talks for a Spider-Man 4. Now, it's extraordinary because at the end of the day, this could actually kind of tie in with this multiverse storyline that the MCU are going with right now. So obviously we know that Spider-Man No Way Home is the third Spider-Man film in the MCU with Tom Holland as Peter Parker. There are crazy heavy rumors that Spider-Man 3, as in like No Way Home, is multiverse based because we have the likes of Jimmy Fox returning as Electro, but not the Electro of the Amazing Spider-Man franchise with Andrew Garfield and directed by Mark Webb. He's a whole new Electro. We then have Alfred Molina returning as Dr. Otto Octavius, and he's not Dr. Otto Octavius from the Tobey Maguire Sam Raimi Spider-Man franchise. So it's interesting. So obviously we've had rumours that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are returning as their respected Spider-Man. And we're going to get an Into the Spider-Verse live action film in Spider-Man 3. If not then maybe kind of, maybe not that, but have them appearing in the MCU via Doctor Strange 2, aka Doctor Strange and the Madness of the Multiverse, or the Multiverse of Madness, which is directed by Sam Raimi. So it'd be the perfect ideal place for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man at least to pop up, because he is obviously the first big screen Spider-Man from 2002 to 2007. And it then could also give his character and Sam Raimi some closure to their Spider-Man franchise. It obviously rose so high and fell so low. So it's interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to then see if Sony say that's right, say the multiverse is not happening with Tobey Maguire anyway, and we see No Way Home and we see Doctor Strange 2, and then that's it. They don't appear in it. Andrew Garfield and Tobey. Well, look, for this report, we'll leave Andrew Garfield out of it. So Tobey Maguire doesn't show up in any of those films. But Sony are interested in a Spider-Man 4. So it'd be interesting to see an adult version of Peter Parker. His Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. So, because obviously Tobey Maguire is like 45, 46 now. So it'd be good if they kind of banked on that and used that as their advantage and we have an older, mature, nearly 50-year-old Spider-Man. Pretty cool. I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, we see all these action heroes coming back: Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger playing, like Rocky, Terminator, etc. in their 60s, 70s. So why not see a almost 50-year-old Spider-Man, Peter Parker? But it could also then bridge the connection between the MCU and the Sony Spider-Man universe, with obviously then Venom coming over, Tom Hardy's Venom coming over into the MCU, Jared Leto's Morbius, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Now, this could be this could be Sony and Marvel's plan all along. That actually, what we'll do is we'll do a Spider-Man 4 with Sony, and then we'll softly bring him into the MCU, backwards and forwards. Tom Holland goes over to the Sony universe, etc. It's exciting because it's one of those kind of things where the original Spider-Man 4 idea was obviously John Malkovich as Vulture and Anne Hathaway as Black Cat / the Vulture's daughter, and she became Vultress after Spider-Man killed Vulture. So, okay, I'm not a big fan of, Vultress idea, but the Vulture idea of John Malkovich as Vulture, wow, that's pretty cool. Obviously, we finally got Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming with Michael and Batman Keaton, and it was fantastic, superb. He was great in the role. But back to Spider-Man 4, if Sony are looking into bringing back Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi for Spider-Man 4, fucking sign me up. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for your continued support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you think on these revelations of news, and obviously take everything with a massive grain of salt. But it's interesting. Podcast of the Old Republic, myself, Steve, Dan's Star Wars themed podcast. We've also got a YouTube channel we're trying to do something different with, maybe talk about some movie news, etc., some watch-alongs with other films. American Pie, we spoke about that the other day. Kevin Smith films, anything, Psycho, whatever. So, and just talk about general movie news. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. And I've said guys 3 times there. I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.